Imagine dedicating your life to nursing, showing up every day to care for patients, and instead of being valued, being humiliated and punished because of the color of your skin. So that was the reality for nurse Donquinique Yvonne Joppi at the Medical Center of Aurora in Colorado. When she applied for advanced cardiac training, a charge nurse told her she lacked the intelligence and organizational skills, then mocked her by saying she could clean his house and clip his dog's toenails. She was falsely accused of stealing a white patient's credit card to buy a stethoscope, and instead of investigating, the hospital restricted her from break rooms and locker rooms, treating her like a criminal. While her white peers managed two patients in the ICU, she was overloaded with three, and when she spoke up about the unfair workload, she was retaliated against with a performance plan. Even her tone and body language were policed in ways her white coworkers never faced. But the worst came when she stayed overtime to help a colleague honor a dying patient's end of life wishes. Acting under a physician's verbal order relayed by staff, she helped remove a ventilator. The hospital didn't back her, they fired her, claimed she acted without authorization, and referred her for prosecution. She was dragged through the courts on manslaughter and neglect charges, charges that were later dropped in the interest of justice. So this month, a federal jury finally saw the truth. They awarded her $20 million, finding that HCA Health One discriminated against her because of her race and retaliated when she tried to defend herself. This verdict is bigger than one nurse's story. It tells every hospital executive racism, retaliation, and scapegoating have consequences. And it tells every nurse, every tech, and every aide you are not powerless. Her courage shows that even against a healthcare giant, justice can be won. Her fight is now a landmark, a reminder that dignity, respect, and equity are not optional in healthcare, they are a right.
Probably something that is not in the Bible, but people think it is.
White folks. Some of y'all not ready to have that conversation, are you?
Yo, what's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? How we doing? Back in the building one more time for the one time. Back in the building. I stay in the stew, watching how he brews. Counting all the change, stacking. What I say? Stacking coins like a Jew. I stay in the stew, in the studio. Man, sometimes my bars be impressing even myself. I damn, I can't even think what fucking song that's on now. What fucking song is that? My internet's acting crappy right now. hard work. That shit is on hard work. I stay in the stew, watching how he brews. Mm. I'm gonna text my sister. Yo, bro, what's good, broski? This nigga say he only got down on the Instagrams. What you doing on the Instagrams? Bro, I just got home from work, man. If you gonna be on the game later, man, hop back on with me for just a little while, just so I can fuck with you for a little minute, man. I would have hopped on. Damn. I'm gonna paint for about 2 hours, and then I'm chilling the rest of the day, man. It's Friday, so it's 2 o'clock now. I probably paint till like about 4 o'clock, maybe even 3:30, because I ain't even really start painting yet. Oh, bruh, and nigga, the other day, yo, I wrote my 100th song of the year, cuz. So I had to start putting numbers beside them because I kept getting tired of counting them shits over and over. But goddamn, hold on, let me see it this way. How the fuck, man? So goddamn, I started, number 94, 95, 6, 7, 8. And then my last song the other day, I wrote that shit on Wednesday. My 100th song of the year. Well, your boy been getting it in this year, yo. And currently writing song number 101. Yo, the last John, check this shit out right here. I talk a little bit about that Charlie Kirk shit. Where this shit at? 100 songs deep, bro.
Yeah. Trap House Entertainment. Yeah. We don't trust the government. Conspiracy, corruption, shit. The lies we had enough of it. Always had to shovel shit, but this I know that. Let me shuffle it. Take a couple puffs, then it's back to the mothership. We don't trust the government. Conspiracy, corruption, shit. The lies we had enough of it. Always had to shovel shit, but this I know that. Let me shuffle it. Take a couple puffs, then it's back to the mothership. The deep state been putting niggas on t-shirts, assassinated Charlie Kirk. Now we all on high alert, watching how the shadows work. Guess we ain't got the First Amendment. Politics became a new religion. They tried to end them, but they made them martyr when they killed them. Can't avoid the contradictions, lost faith in the system. Now they gotta face the consequences. Never trust a politician, speaking from my opposition. They gon' lie to hide their crimes, and that's the bottom line. They drinking chrome, drinking blood, kids getting sodomized. The rest of them shooting up schools like it's Columbine and 949. Don't leave us both blind, but I'd rather take that risk. Before you play me like a bitch, cause I'ma use the second and still plead the fifth. If they come to my door like they swore, I'ma snitch and I'ma use the fourth to get these whores on my dick. Don't trust the government, conspiracy, corruption shit. The life we had enough of it. Always had to shovel shit, but this a new day. Let me shuffle it. I take a couple puffs and it's back to the mothership. We don't trust the government, conspiracy, corruption shit. The life we had enough of it. Always had to shovel shit, but this a new day. Let me shuffle it. I take a couple puffs, then it's back to the mothership. I want my payback, but you can't say jack about the 8-pack and where they stay at. They gatekeep, so you need a gate pass. Read them like a needle in a haystack, and I greet them with a grimace like I'm a king for Kemet. Cause this is genocide, and they hate to admit it. Watch the budget, how they spend it. You get sued see with hypervision. Got me tight like hypertension. They don't want peace and always causing new division. We don't trust the government, conspiracy, corruption shit. The lies we had enough of it. Always had to shuffle shit, but this a new day. Let me shuffle it. I take a couple puffs, then it's back to the mothership. We don't trust the government, conspiracy, corruption shit. The lies we had enough of it. Always had to shuffle shit, but this a new day. Let me shuffle it. I take a couple puffs, then it's back to the mothership.
Anyway, bro. I'm down. I'm really struggling to even paint right now. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Sometimes the motivation don't be there. That's why I shared the shit I did share on Insta too. Like that shit really says a really good picture. Yeah, that motivation, that should have bounce, and then sometimes you don't got motivation, but that dedication, that shit is just consistent. All you just stay dedicated, even when you ain't got the motivation, nigga, do it anyway. That's how I'm feeling right now. I love to paint, but sometimes I be like, nah. But let me get like, I know if I get just a couple hours there, I'll feel better about myself. It makes me feel better. So I don't feel too guilty when I do go play the game for a little while. I was like, damn, I ain't never even thought about it like that. That motivation, that should have bounced high as hell. Then that should have faded away after a while, man. You ain't always gonna be motivated. But if you dedicate it, that's how you get the shit done. That's how shit gets done, from the dedication. Dedication leads to accomplishments. You know what I'm saying? Dedication leads to accomplishments. My man been dedicated getting that certification again. You say dedication is your motivation. I know that's right. Yeah, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. I love that about us, bro. Like, motherfuckers, for us, that shit is like all or nothing, nigga. I'm gonna do it or I ain't gonna do it. But if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do that shit. Yo, Richard, what's good, bro? How you doing? Jamel Basquiat, um, very famous painter from New York in the 70s and 80s. Collaborated a little bit with Andy Warhol, dated Madonna for a little while. Yeah, that Basquiat, yeah, I've heard of him. Started out with a graffiti tag called Samo. I'm on YouTube too. Somebody in YouTube asked me if I know who Basquiat is. Yeah, I know who Basquiat is. I don't like his shit, but some motherfuckers just be in love with Basquiat, or when they see a black artist, they be like, you know Basquiat? Because he's like a famous dead black artist. Can you name any other black artists, bro? Other than Basquiat? Everybody know who Basquiat is, man. And the shit wasn't even, his later stuff was just, I get it. I understand. I really do get it, but I don't like it. It's very creative and very, very unique and stylistic and different. And that's why so many people, even till this day, still copy this nigga style. Not even like put a spin on it. They literally just copy fucking style. Like, I don't understand it. Like, he had a major fucking impact. But at the same time, I don't like that shit. I don't like his art, yo. That shit is it scribbles. He just started, man. Like he used to be a really good craftsman and drawer. I mean, an illustrator. And then once he started doing the abstract breakdowns, he never went back to like doing like real, like what I would consider real art. Hey, Jody, like Basquiat, come on, man. And people love this shit. Like this shit right here be worth fucking millions now. Like motherfucker paid millions of dollars for this shit. And I don't understand why. I don't get it. I really don't.
Guys, check this out. I mounted these designer bags to my bike in less than 10 minutes.
Bike came back for
Shout out David.
All I need is 4 more bars. 4 more bars, I'm in there.
selection of motorcycle and ATV parts at everyday low prices. Get everything you need from engine parts, replacement brakes,
Shout out Dick.
Oh, Mizu, what's good, bro? Yo, Jay, what's good, man? In here trying to write and paint at the same time. Hey, hey, hey. How you been, bro? I got us on Instagram too. I'm doing Instagram and YouTube right now. Man, all I need is a few more bars. This song is done.
Shout out Dick.
Something like this. Maybe darker. A little bit darker. Not much. Not just. We're gonna have to alter that, I guess. Oh shit. Might as well, because I don't want to come back and do it the other way. So this is out of pure laziness, and I'm absolutely willing to admit that was just laziness right there. Hey, it is what it is. I'm gonna cut a corner if I can cut a corner. You know what I'm saying? Hey, cut a corner or two. That's just a corner or two, not 3 or 4 and 5. You start cutting too many corners, then people can see it. It's like, wait a minute, you look like you rushed. You look like you rushed this thing. That's the one thing about my art, though. I don't want it to look like it's slapped together like Basquiat shit. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to troll this nigga. I'm just saying, like, the shit do look just slapped together. I don't know why most abstract art to me looks that way. Most of it. Like y'all just slap some shit on here. The fuck is you? What was you even thinking about? Were you thinking when you made this? Or you just let the motion of your body create the art? You ain't put no thought into that shit, man. Motherfucker standing over a canvas, just slinging paint and dripping paint at the canvas. No rhyme or reason. So frustrating sometimes. The shortest route between 2 points is a straight line, but the road to success is not. Boy. Okay. Got that little collar section done with the backside of the collar. So now I think this part is done. I'm gonna work on the cuff. Stinking is not always a part of the equation. This is very true. But, Omizu, I seen you work on those abstract pieces. You're putting thought into that, bro. And then you do a part and you examine it, and then you do another part, and you're like building onto it in a free, like I see what you, I know you're still like, when you're in the motion it's very free and fluent, but I can see you still thinking about what the hell you're doing though. I watched you. Like some people just like, nah, art. Like, nah, nigga. like, no, sir. No, sir. That's not. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um,
Right now, I call you back, I'm close calling. 2 miles per hour? Are you kidding me?
man, I share this shit like, I shared that shit last week, man. And then somebody else shared the same fucking shit that I shared in the group chat. Like, bro, I already shared that. You weren't paying attention. Oh, no. And that's why hold on. Yeah, so when I do mines, it's like I'm thinking about what I want. I think about what I want the end visuals to look like, or at least to feel like. But then that's it. Like I do have like a idea of what I want. But then you just let that shit just rock out. However that shit rock out. And this is one of my my favorite pieces. So and I get it. I just but most of that shit is just some pretentious asshole who thinks this is art. You shut the fuck up. you just slinging some damn paint around with no real intention or concept or like even forethought or a nothing, man. You don't even have an idea of what you want it to be in the end. You just completely let it happen. And even sometimes that shit can be cool. Kind of let my ice melt. The one guy he ties a bucket to a string and puts different colors in it and pokes holes in the bucket and let it spin around over the canvas. Like, do you know what you're really gonna get? Kinda, because the spin of the bucket and how many holes you put and the colors you put in it can give you an idea of what you're trying to aim towards, but it's still like once you let it go, it's completely out of your fucking control. So that stuff is kind of cool to me too, but it's just like, is that more gimmick than art? Or I don't know. And that's it right there. Those motherfuckers just give all the rest of us a bad fucking name, yo. Period. They give everybody else a bad name. Got a little bit of this going in there. And very niche. That's what somebody said too. Like, if you can't tell the difference in a painting done by a master artist and something that you can find in a kindergarten classroom, it's probably not good art. If your 4-year-old nephew can do that, then like, what are we really doing here? Now this feels like it's money laundering to me. Now we're getting into like just money laundering. I thought I shared that one. I guess not. Anyway.
This famous story of a guy who went to Basquiat studio in 1982, 1983, and he bought 15 pieces at $15,000 a pop for Basquiat, and he kept them in his home for all these years. In 2022, he sold one of those pieces for $100 million.
So he bought 15 pieces,
Yeah.
15,000 a piece.
Yes.
And then sold it for how much?
He sold one piece one of the 15 in 2022 for $100 million.
100 million?
Yeah, at auction.
14 still remain.
Yes, and it was in his private collection, right? So he's just sitting on it. And people with money, unfortunately, they can control your art career that way. they would come acquire. Let's say if someone came right now and acquired 15 of these pieces, you decide what they go for. I mean, you put an auction, like, yo, these are worth $1,000. You know what I mean? Or they're worth $1 million. You decide. You know, Swan had an interesting conversation the other day where he said they will get their friends to go buy the art, increase the bid, and now your art's worth $200,000, right? And now all of a sudden, it's like an inflated fake marketplace for your art. And this is kind of how the art market kind of like runs on, unfortunately.
So he gave Basquiat $225,000 and then turn around and sell one painting for 100 mil. Now that's crazy. 15 paintings for $15,000 a piece. I haven't even sold a painting for $15,000 yet, bro. The flip is gonna flip. You ain't lying about that, dog. If I can flip this shit, dog, I'm gonna double the price, triple the price, quadruple the price. Yo, he flipped the hell out of that shit. Let me get 15 of them. I'll give you 15 a piece. At that time, like, I know that was a fast paycheck though. $225,000 paycheck for 15 paintings. Let me get that. I got 15 paintings sitting here right now, nigga. I'd do it right now. And then 50 years after I'm dead, they selling these bitches for $100 million a pop. Crazy. That's crazy. But that's why a lot of people do respect Basquiat, because he was making bread while he was alive, yo. 15, he sold a couple pieces for like $60,000 alive in the fucking 80s. Well, in the late 70s. Motherfuckers selling paintings for $30,000, $60,000. Damn. And that's it. He was in the right circle of people. Because I think Andy Warhol and that clique was like really his open into that big league money. Because once again, his art is kind of trashy, shitty. I don't know. I don't like it that much. But people were buying that shit the fuck up though. And right now, like I say, you can't get a Basquiat for less than goddamn 100,000 or some shit like that. Get a Basquiat, you probably get a cheap one, 89,000, maybe some little small shit he did. But nobody can hardly afford that nigga art right now. That shit is wild. Like you say, business. And that's how Bob Ross family can't even make money off his own name, yo. Because somebody else owned his name. Business, nigga. Well, we're the Ross family. I don't give a fuck what your name is. We own the brand Bob Ross, and y'all can't ever do shit with it because we not about to give it up. We own the brand. Oh man. The art game is crazy, bro. Art game is crazy. And then I was talking about Kerry James Marshall. He sold a piece to Puff Daddy for $21.1 million alive, like as a living artist, but he was in his fucking 60s when he did it. I was like, I gotta wait till I'm 60 years old before I make it big. God damn. That was a big ass payout though. $21 million. Puff Daddy said he really wanted that painting. But then too, a lot of the people in the industry already see like the art world is where some big fucking money can get moved around real easy with just one piece of art, just one purchase or one sale. You know what I'm saying? That's all. That's big money moving all at once. There's was showing work attributed to Basquiat, but then the feds came and it said they were not authentic Basquiat. Like you said, it's about who you know. Because Basquiat's style is so easy to mimic. And like I say, some people mimic his style and don't even try to change or add to it or put a twist or a spin on it or nothing. They just try to, they call them, there's a fucking term for this shit, yo. It's the artist name and then zombie. They're like Basquiat zombies or Basquiat clones. And it's like you ain't even trying to push the style further or push the technique further. You just completely like mimicking that shit. I can imagine how a museum can get caught. It's hey, even the curators at the museum probably thought that shit was real. Nigga, this shit not real. Some good ass Basquiat zombie done got your ass. Trying to be like the dead man. I have definitely taken techniques from other artists. But like somebody's whole fucking style. Why are you gonna do that? That's like the new rappers where everybody sound the same. Back in the day, man, everybody had a very distinctive sound and style. And he was known to just draw and write on like random shit. It sounds like something you would do some fucking FedEx packaging or envelopes or something like that. Yeah. They said he'd sit down with a sketch pad and like scribble and draw some shit and like tear that shit out, just throw it on the floor. And then how they said like you can tell the ones that were able to get salvaged, you can tell like around what time period it was because of the sneaker marks on it. And you see these, they have like footprints on it from a Nike. Yeah, that was probably like April 78 because he had those Nikes that time. And then these right here, see, they got an Adidas footprint on it. I was like, motherfuckers examining the goddamn footprints on the goddamn paper. You're like, bro, if you look at it, it's obviously a fake. You know, how the museum, come on, man. Y'all gotta do better than this. And just if just a couple of guys with some tiny paintbrushes, and we can just look at that shit and be like, yeah, nah, nah, no good. how y'all do, how y'all expect to fool scholars and real art historians? Come on, man. Hey, you said it's obvious. That shit don't just because you put that shit on an old ass envelope, nigga, that shit don't mean nothing. Ha, gotcha. You ain't got nobody. Throw that shit in the trash, man. Put that shit in the trash. You ain't got nobody. Art, art thieves and people who forge art, them be some funny motherfuckers to me, yo. Yo, stealing art and making fake art. But once again, that's how you know, like, people know there is big money in art. There is big money in art. Mm-hmm. You been following whose work? I remember when I was in 7th grade. Like I said, that's the year I really tried to become an artist was in middle school. I had a really good art teacher, and I guess I don't know Basquiat. Yeah, I guess just because he is like a really famous black artist, like it feels like every black person should know about him. but but my art teacher, who was it? A young white girl at the time. She was just like, "Have you ever heard of Basquiat?" I'm like, "Who? Basquiat." I'm like, "No, I'm a fucking kid. I don't know about whatever you're talking about." And she suggested that I watch this documentary on him called The Radiant Child, or something like that. And so she actually introduced me to Basquiat when I was in middle school. Because she had just got out of college. Like that was her first year teaching. Literally fresh out of college, just happened to land a middle school art teaching job like her first year. And like she was like ready. She was ready to go with the art, yo. She was the best teacher ever. We're still like friends to this day. After I realized like she's only 10 years older than me. 10 years at a young age is a big difference. That's 14 and 24, you know? But now 10 years at an older age, that's 34 and 44, nigga. Y'all go hang out. There's a lot of bad people that hate this shit. They're usually other artists. Hey. Hey, man, you're not wrong, bro. You're not wrong. Have I ever heard another black person say they actually like Basquiat, though? Yeah, well, yeah, I have. So one of my um, inspirations is Fahamu Peku. And Peku says that Basquiat is his biggest inspiration for art. His biggest inspiration. So So I went to this years ago. And they had a bunch of speakers. And I purposely went because he's not in here. Oh damn. Why did I? There he goes. So Fahamu Peku is who I really like his stuff. And so he was a speaker. And so I went to listen to him talk about Basquiat.
Study of internet folklore.
So this is a local artist I know. They should hate the focus when I wanted to focus though. Anyway, this is a local guy. And he's white. So yeah. It's like I don't know. Like I say, I get it. I absolutely get what he was doing. I don't like it though. It's not the style. The style doesn't suit me. But he had this was a really good talk, and he was seemed to be just a kind of regular dude, you know, regular dude with his own stuff. And the people who were talking, well, there were three people who actually knew him in person. One of them was his ex girlfriend, or she claimed to be his ex girlfriend. That they were dating before he broke up with her and started dating Madonna. But she said that she knew he was going to be famous. She said it was just something about him, about his personality. Like everybody knew, like he's going to be famous one day. And they were kind of saying the same thing about Madonna at that same time. Like they just knew that like they were going to be very successful people because they were just so talented. But hey, to each their own, man. You know, I too have unpopular opinions. I have some unpopular opinions. But I try to express them as honestly as possible. So that one post I had played about Well, it got us talking about Basquiat again about how some artists would get their buddies to buy art and inflate the price to artificially jack it up. So I said that real to my homie, and he said, "You know who else did that?" And it backfired on him. Thomas Kincaid. And I kind of remember hearing about how his shit went down. Like he was a very, very talented painter, but turned his painting into like this print company, like this mega print company, and they were selling them everywhere, and it was doing really good for a while, but and then it didn't. I don't know. His stuff kind of stopped selling, but by that time he had grown so big, like he had like stores and galleries all over the fucking country. There was even one here locally, at one of our outlet malls. They had a Kincaid outlet. I'm like, I didn't know that was a fucking thing. The painter of life. Yo, his little super picturesque landscapes and shit. Like those shit just always look to me. His shit always look too perfect. Like nigga, who the fuck lives here? Even Santa Claus don't live nowhere like that. Who the fuck lives in this cabin, man? Huh? Why does shit look so perfect? I never did like that shit. I mean, his style and technique is amazing. But like, who has this extremely cute cottage next to a stream with a water mill? Like nobody has that shit, bro. Mm. All he did was the lighting. They take the painter like his stuff look. It was very realistic but dreamlike, like very soft and dreamy. But technically, masterpieces. Like he had a masterful hand at painting. His techniques were fucking top notch, superb even. That's crazy. Like a factory. There's this dude from York, PA, who kind of does the same thing as like an art factory with a whole staff of artists that do the painting, and then he signs it because he picked out the color, he laid down the draft work and all that shit, but he don't actually paint that shit. Hmm. motherfucking assembly line. Cause these motherfucking stores and outlets, they be wanting a new print for every season. Matter of fact, I want 3 different versions of the fall cottage. Cause one is gonna use soon as autumn hit, then we'll use one for Thanksgiving, one for Halloween. Then we're gonna need some snow ones, some new ones for the wintertime. Motherfuckers try to churn them shits out as fast as possible. And that's where it's not fun anymore. It's just like, yeah, now it's a business now and not craftsmanship. You just go get commissions. You ever seen this right here? The balloon animal sculptures. This dude is from Pennsylvania, yo. But he has a art warehouse.
Andy Warhol created his New York studio in the 1960s. Many saw his assembly line approach to creating visual work as a groundbreaking business model. Employing assistants to create artwork first began many centuries ago, but Warhol's production line was a way of working that involved creating work at an unprecedented scale and speed, and on a massive scale, hence his studio being named The Factory. He gave birth to a new form of artistic and creative process where the artist could call a work of art his work without playing a single part in its execution. And I've spoken about other artists before who create work with the aid of assistants, or with varying roles and degrees of influence on the finished work. And in today's world, with strong financial and commercial incentives to increase the quantity of work or provide an impossible level of perfection, hiring assistants is a necessary part of the process for many artists. However, one particular artist, Jeff Koons, one of the richest and most well-known artists alive today, really took the production line factory-style way of working to the next level. And so in today's video, we're going to take a deeper look inside Jeff Koons' studio, his setup, his process, his equipment, and of course the somewhat tumultuous and divisive, but certainly interesting relationship he has with the individuals that are ultimately behind the scenes creating his work.
Hand-stitched orthopedic shoes, cut from a single piece of premium American leather.
Who ranks for the top 5 highest prices ever paid for an artwork, specifically by a living artist. In 2013, his very famous balloon dog Orange, one of the 5 stainless steel balloon animals highlighting the inhale and exhale of human breath as a symbol for life and death, sold for $58 million. In 2019, another one of Koons' sculptures, Rabbit, a stainless steel replica of a blown up rabbit toy, sold for $91 million, both of which were record prices at the time. And if you're curious, the number 1 spot is Flag by Jasper Johns, which sold for $110 million. Jeff is certainly quite a divisive figure in the art world. He definitely has his fair share of critics and online haters, and I could make a whole video about his core.
I'm a hater.
This type approach to making art and the certainly questionable level of value given to his work and himself as an artist. Koons himself often walking around in a Wall Street type business suit. Instead, I really want to try and encourage people to move your attention away from that and towards the intimate, the handmade, the skilled craftsmanship that you'll see is really required for any of these pieces to ultimately exist. Koons has operated one of the industry's largest studio practices for many years, and in the mid-1980s he established one of his first factory-like studios in Soho, New York, staffed with over 30 assistants. In the early 2000s, Koons had as many as 120 assistants in his studio, and then up until 2019 he had a 16,000 square foot studio factory with varying numbers of assistants depending on the financial stability and status of the business. Alongside a large portfolio of sculptures, of which Koons is most well known for, he'll often manufacture a number of paintings alongside the sculptures, such as his large series of still life images in the body of work titled Celebration, to saturated photo compositions, to abstract work, to replicas of famous paintings from the past. Whilst it does seem like Koons' studio has produced a large number of paintings, the finished output is actually quite low. Compared to Andy Warhol's factory, for example, which produced some 10,000 works over his lifetime, meaning a steady flow of about 200 paintings coming up for auction every year. Koons has produced around 172 paintings, give or take a few.
Yeah, but like you say, man, a lot of his shit not his. And that's the only thing, that shit not. He not really painting that shit or even designing some of those sculptures. He just put his fucking name on it. $80 million? $80 million? Bruh. That's crazy work, bro. $80 million fucking dollars for a stainless steel statue of a balloon animal. Sometimes that shit be breaking my fucking brain. Like, how and who would pay that? Yeah, that's what he says. It's like it's his work because it is. He's telling them what to paint, and he says he hand selects the colors and exactly the grade and variation of everything and the size of the canvas and like all they have to do is actually just do the work. I can't be in the studio all day painting and shit. I got bills to pay. I got shit. I got places to be. Coon and the other dude. What's the motherfucker who put the animals in an embalming fluid, but like had they ass sliced, like had the horse in different slices. I can't think of that dude name. He did sculptures and some paintings too. I don't like that nigga neither. Like even Hinde Wiley, like when I learned he don't do his backgrounds all the time, I'm like, what the fuck? What do you mean he don't do his backgrounds? Oh no, he sent it to a Korean studio and let the Koreans do the background, and he just do everything else. I always feel like that's kind of cheating. I don't know how to explain it. I feel like y'all cheating, nigga. I gotta find me some more shortcuts. Damien Hirst, that motherfucker. Pompous ass, rich ass. I don't like Hirst either. Some of his shit be cool, but then it's like, all right, nigga. So you chop the fucking cow up, and now what, nigga? Well, look inside the cow. Yeah, it's the inside of a fucking cow. I don't know, man. Him dissecting or slicing the animals up. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? It's a Korean guy. Mm-hmm. No. Or, well, I guess on these right here, like, when I just stencil the background, but I do get lazy on my backgrounds. It took me years and years to realize artists don't do all their own painting. I never even considered that. Like, oh, I just came up with the idea, let somebody else paint it, and then when it was done, I put my signature on it. Damn. That's some gangsta ass shit. Let's put it. I can't wait till I get me an assistant, apprentice, or whatever. Oh man. Hennessy. Yeah. Yeah, that shit was like revolutionary for Warhol. It's like, oh shit. He doing what? With the Campbell soup can. Yeah, but he didn't design the Campbell soup logo. That's the most beautiful part about it, bro. He turned the soup can into fucking real art. Graphic design is real art for one. So I like putting other people's graffiti in my paintings. If I see a cool ass a wall with some cool ass graffiti on it, I'm definitely trying to photograph in front of that shit. I don't know who you is, Mr. Graffiti Artist, but I'm about to paint your tag. Yeah, then you gotta put everybody on unemployment. Like, look, man. But you know, in a few years, he's probably made enough money to run that place for years at a time. You know, selling that one statue for 80 something $1 million. He has enough payroll for a certain number of staff for the next fucking 15, 20 years. Because I'm only gonna pay y'all guys a little bit more than minimum wage. You know, and most of this shit is internships anyway, man. I ain't gotta pay you shit. You want to be here or not? You want to learn how to paint or not? You want this shit on your resume or not? Fine then. Here, $10 an hour, $10 an hour, or you can get the fuck out of here. You're gonna take the 10 an hour, or you can fucking leave. Ooh, that drink hit me slowly. On that brown. I ain't had some Hennessy in a while. On that brown. Oh damn, the Spanish poppies already got their fucking radio jamming. Man, they about to do that shit all into the night. Hmm. Well, just dust yourself off and try again, bro. Bankruptcy won't be the end of the world. Uh-oh, I'm stuck on something. Okay. Man, that drink hitting me hard, bro. Damn. I think I put too much alcohol in it. A little bit too much of that Hennessy. A little too much NSA. Appreciate it, broski. Yeah, this first jean layer, I wanted to keep it a little bit rough because they're like that denim she has on a really coarse denim. Like you can see that those threads real good. So I want to keep it a little rough. So when I come back with the next layer, hopefully everything like still have that real deep texture to that denim fabric. I'm running low on steam, man. I might call it quits here shortly.
Orthopedic shoes are built for middle-aged and elderly men. Once you try them, you won't want anything else.
Middle-aged and elderly? Don't be talking about us middle-aged guys.
Shout out, baby. Shout out, baby.
Long orthopedic shoes are built for middle-aged and elderly men. Once you try them, you won't want anything else. They're built to last up to 10 years with extra durability from anti-explosion stitching, designed for all-day comfort.
Anti-explosion stitching? What the fuck? You can just walk on landmines with that shit? What are you talking about? Anti-exploding. Anti-explosion.
And shout out David.
All right, I think I'm gonna pull it right here, guys. I started yard too much. Oh man. I certainly don't have anything planned for first thing in the morning, so whatever time I get up, we're gonna come in here. We're gonna at least try to knock this sleeve out tomorrow morning. That's my goal, is to not leave out the studio until this is done, which seems very doable. If I wasn't so lazy, I could probably just stay here and knock it out tonight, but we got time tomorrow. But this jacket is coming out really nice. Like Amizu gave such an excellent compliment, like trying to get that depth in there. You almost feel like you can just like rub that wrinkle right there, you know? So I'm going to use 2 brushes this afternoon. So we mostly worked on this part here, the back side of the collar and the cuff. So I want to use the one little brush, one smaller brush actually.
Shout out David.
Need a half a box of fucking cheese nip crackers and some Hennessy. Man, that's looking so good, though. Just seeing all of them together, that shit, I like it. I like it a lot.
And shout out David.
Hey guys, thanks for hanging out with me this afternoon. I was gonna do 2 hours. I can't make it. An hour and a half is the best I can do today. But we did paint. We did paint something. Not much, but it was something. It was more than nothing, right? So give ourselves credit for that. Like I say, tomorrow is Saturday. I'll be in here bright and early in the morning, probably before the sun is up. I hope so. If not, we'll still be here pretty bright and early. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. We out of here. All right, Amizu. Have a good evening, broski.